You're tuning in to part 2 of this conversation. If you haven't heard part 1 yet, I encourage you to pause and start there first. Let's jump back in. Welcome to Unspoken Lives, the podcast that uncovers the powerful, untold stories of everyday people. The real stories you don't always hear, but ones that deserve to be told. I'm your host, Kelsey Billingsley. In each episode, we'll explore journeys of growth, resilience, and transformation. Conversations with guests who have faced challenges, embraced change, and discovered new purpose along the way. Through their stories, you'll find inspiration, hope, and a reminder that every life has a story worth telling. Let's dive into this next unspoken life.
We had we had an email list of people who we said, hey, pray for us while we're on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we got everything packed up. We were ready. So my brother, he's not by blood, but he lived in the same town, kind of raised in the same area as me. So my mom, my dad, and my brother were all going with me. So we all went together, and it was hefty, you know, because you have expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad is, he always says, don't put expectations on things because you won't be disappointed. I'm not saying don't, be hopeful. This is going to be great. But you're going to a third world country that you were born in. You don't know anything. So don't put expectations because often when we put expectation on things, we get disappointed and we question God. We do all these things. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go. I brought a notebook. I'm going to document everything so that my future children can see so I can share with those who are close to me what is going on. So we packed our bags, and the craziest thing happened. The flight got questionable. Our luggage, right? Where's our luggage? The flight, we couldn't find it, and we're thinking, man, this is all over again. Man, we're gonna have thing canceled. And with a trip like that, it's not, we'll find the next flight.
Yeah, no.
No, it's like, we'll wait next year. And I thought, well, my mom said, if we miss this flight, we're not going to do it. I said, well, we prayed, and I just thought, well, I have my hope set on not going on this plane, but my hope is in Jesus, and whatever he does is right. Whatever he does is perfect. And I had to realize that my hands had to be out. I had to stop trying to put everything and try to have things go my way. And I thought, well, I'm going to leave all up to the Lord's hands. The next thing you know, we made it there. For the next 12 hours, we were on this flight, and so many memories from the past, memories of me crying in bed. Hey, come on, God, please let me go back. Please let me go back. And memories of my own birth country came, and it was a real moment. It was 12 hours. We stopped at a country that I didn't even know about, Abidjan, never heard of it. All I knew is it was in kind of Western Africa, and then 4 hours left. So
wow. I mean, I'm so anxious to hear about this reunification, though, of you going and seeing your family. I don't want to jump ahead of the story, but I'm very anxious to hear it.
We land, and I thought, I knew that I was in the right place. I stepped foot on the soil. I looked to my right, I looked to my left. I thought, well, people are speaking my old language. They looked like me.
Did you remember the language?
I did not. No, you can remember just a little bit, pieces, phrases, but that's one of my goals actually, is to learn it again so I can speak it. Because in Ethiopia, there's north of probably 60 different languages all over the place, and I want to learn one day. But it was kind of sad not being able to understand. But we had a translator. Yeah. But that was not on my mind because I thought, I made it here. 13 years of 13 years of waiting. It comes now.
Wow.
But we land. We stay at a little place for our guests, and we stay there for a while. And then next thing you know, we drive about 2 hours to see my brother's birth family. We actually get on a little plane, scared of planes, so freaked out. But it was probably like a 20 or 30 passenger plane. I thought, I'm going to die. I'm going to die before I even get there. I'm sorry. And I was freaked out. My dad helped me. My dad I had a little bag to throw up. I was thinking, well, anytime now, Lord, it's gonna come. But we get there, and then we got to see my town.
Wow. And so what was your first image of it? Like, how did you feel when you saw it? Did it look like your memories, or,
Hmm.
what were the emotions you were going through?
When you haven't been in a place for so long, you have kind of, I'll say, I had random images. When you see, I was born in a hut. As a little
Mhm.
boy, I remember a hut. When I saw a hut, I'm thinking, I'm home. You know, I see this
Yeah.
little hut. I'm home. I saw this. But Ethiopia, since I left, it has grown a lot. Actually, I mean, it's
Mhm.
more industrialized. It's more modern, which is great. But there's just great things happening. But seeing
Mhm.
huts. But the saddest, but yet I don't say encouraging, but the saddest part was seeing obviously people who were not living they're living in poverty.
Mhm.
And I remember when I was riding in that little car, I just looked to my right, looked to my left. Actually, funny part right here was that we see like a cow on the middle of the road. It's hilarious. I mean, where do you ever see a cow? We were
Mhm.
driving, and the next thing I know, I'm thinking, I was talking to my mom, and the next thing you know, I was like, Mom, do I see a cow in front of the car? And it's like, yes, you do. And then another funny thing is that there were no traffic lights. So it was a
Mm.
free for all. Like, I don't know if y'all play Crossy Roads. It was like that. I mean, it was just
Oh.
cars coming from the
Yeah.
right to the left. You're thinking, well, and I thought we were gonna die so many times.
Uh-huh.
But and then another thing is seeing, like I said earlier, that seeing poverty, and
Mhm.
when you see that, you just realize that was me. I was walking 13, 14 years ago. My feet were on those roads
Yeah.
walking, and you saw little kids carrying each other, not
Mhm.
moms. You see a 5-year-old carrying a 2-year-old.
Mm.
You see malnourishment. You just thought, man, I've been spared. I've been
Yeah.
spared.
I mean, it has to be so different for somebody to just see poverty, but then somebody who knows I was in this poverty at one point in my life and now I'm not. Like, that has to be such a different mindset.
Yeah, you grieve.
Mhm.
You grieve for those that were there, and just obviously throughout that whole trip, that thing of, well, I was walking these streets, and don't know why, but God decided to take me out. And
Mhm.
uh, when people go to a third world country, there's culture shock,
Mhm.
and I didn't expect to have culture shock because I saw it, I lived it, but you still have culture shock. So
Yeah.
when I think about others who have never seen it, never lived it,
Mhm.
you actually had sympathy for people. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, I can understand why you think, and I cried, as a guy, in our age, guys can't be emotional, whatever, but I cried. I
Oh,
cried. I
yeah.
thought, this is
I would
this
expect
is
that.
hard to watch. This is
Mhm.
millions of people that live in this state.
Yeah.
And but yeah, just huts, almost dying in traffic, you know, cows, and then it went from just funny to emotional. And it was just
Mhm.
kind of that back and forth, funny,
Right.
emotional, and it just kind of built up. So
Yeah. Is this your village or you're still on the way there?
it's yeah, on the way there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we meet my brother's family, and it
Oh,
was
that's right.
beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went there first. We meet my brother's family,
Was
and
this
and
his
it is
first time back too?
first time back in 16
Okay.
years. Yeah,
Okay.
16 years.
Wow.
We were 3 years apart, and you see his mom. It was great. I mean, you see a mom be reunified with her
Yeah.
son, and the best part was that my brother Jonas and his mom met when he was
Mm.
being relinquished. So the
Okay.
mom literally gave her little boy over
Oh,
to this
man.
woman that she's never seen, didn't know if he's going to come back.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, 16 years later, I feel like a celebrity at mine. Jonas felt like a celebrity at his because, people just surrounded him. I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, they've never seen a white person in that area before.
Mhm.
So, my parents were right there like, oh, white people, let's go drive. And then they thought, wait a second. Jonas, that was his name. Jonas is back.
Yeah, they
He's come back.
remember.
They remember him. Everyone's coming, and you see, oh, how was your aunt? I took care of you.
Oh,
And his half brother came, and it was beautiful. They hugged, and
yeah.
the next thing you know, I look to my right, and I see his mom, and the connection between a mom and a mom, it's precious,
Mhm.
especially when you have a moment where you give your son
Oh,
to
yeah.
someone you don't know. And the best part, after all this happened, his mom just shares, I knew right away, just like when I saw
Yeah.
my mom, Tara Melber, love the lady, great
Mhm.
lady. She had the same feeling of
Mm.
when she gave Jonas up. At
That
that
says a
moment,
lot
she
about your
knew.
parents, like, if
Yes.
people just know that by looking at them.
Yeah, she said, right, I knew he was in a good spot. Right as I looked at you,
Mhm.
I could tell that you had hope, you had peace,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful. And they just met, we hugged, everyone cried, and it was
Yeah.
just a beautiful moment.
I mean, that's an act of love. I mean, I'm a mother. I have 3 young kids,
Mhm.
and I mean, that love, like, if you have to give your child up, you're doing it out of love because you know it's a better life. Like, I imagine that was so hard, but also it was an act of love.
Yeah, it was great. And you know, I don't want to spoil my brother's story, but there's a great story of him, his mom coming to know Jesus, and I want him to share.
Yeah,
I want him
maybe
to share
he'll be
one day.
on another episode.
Hey, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that's a good idea. But his story of his mom coming to know Jesus, it's just beautiful. So I'm not gonna share as much. Maybe he will one day. So I told him that he has to write a book.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm forcing him.
Good. Okay, so then is it your village next?
Yes, my village. We drive all the way down. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. When I mean, it was hill. There was no roads, nothing. And do you remember when I shared that, a plane, like, oh, how are we going to get in this plane? And are we going to go see it? Is it going to get canceled? That's how it felt.
Okay.
Because the interpreter said, if it rains an ounce, we can't go up there.
Oh, man.
So we thought, man, no, not again. Not, we're not battling. We're battling planes now. And then we're going to battle the rain. I can't control that. Nothing's in my control. When we get there, and it was just uphill, and my family, my brother Jonas, his family, they were in the markets and places. My family, we lived there for literally our whole lives. I mean, we don't leave the village, we stay there. And my sister and I actually have the land that my parents, when they passed away, gave to us. So they're tending the land and being faithful. And we get up to the village, and man, songs were going through my brain. There were songs that when I was about 7 years old that I would blast and I'll listen to. The song is called "The Call." It's a good song. I don't know if you've watched the movie Narnia 2. When the kids were leaving Narnia for the final time, the older kids came. It started as a feeling, which then grew into a hope, which wasn't a thought.
Yeah.
And then it says, and the memories go stronger and stronger. So my memories were going stronger. It's like I got closer and closer. I thought, I remember this. And then the song talks about, I will come back one day. No need to say goodbye. And I thought, well, I said goodbye. Now I'm saying hi. Like, hey. So it's like, I'm going up this hill, and it was so real. And songs came through my mind, and a song that is called "Praise the Lord, You Heavens Adore Thee," and it's all creation join the song of praise. Let every tongue declare His mighty ways. We will sing of Your goodness and mercy all of our days. So, boom, songs were coming, and I get there, and this video, I go up. I met my cousin. Who actually was in the car. He got on his motorcycle, got off his motorcycle, got onto the little cab kind of truck that we were in. And he said, "I'm your cousin." I said, "Oh, well, got my cousin. And then next thing you know, we go up the hill and he gets out of the car. And I mean, it was a party. I mean, I've never, it was the biggest party ever because the whole village was came around.
Coming home.
And they were screaming, yelling. My sister was in front of group, and it was just a reunification that was beautiful. And it takes a little while for me to process my emotions. Just because I jumped off out of the car. I just stood there. I was like, what? This is happening.
That's a lot.
I mean,
that's a lot.
This is happening. And the next thing you know, they all gave me a hug. I got to see my sister and her, and she actually was pregnant. And then my niece and nephew, my oldest sister, passed away about 6 months, which I got the letter in December of this was, we left in December of 23. I got a letter in December of 22 saying she passed away.
Oh, that's so hard.
But I got to see my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
And it obviously gave me memories of her because she is the one who let me go.
Yeah.
And she died of something that could be cured with anything in the U.S. But it was an emotional moment. But we get there, everyone's going crazy. Aunts, uncles, cousins, the people looked like me. I mean, seriously. I mean, my mom said, "Man, he looks like you. He looks like you." I said, "Yeah, he looks like me.
It's like family.
I'm from their blood. I'm from their blood." It was great. Yeah. But let's keep the main thing. So I get there. I tell my interpreter, I'm going to share a Bible verse. Romans 8:28, that verse, 1 Corinthians 15:1-3. For I delivered to you as of first importance what I also received, that Christ died for our sins in accordance with the scriptures, that he was buried, that he was raised on the third day in accordance with the scriptures, that he showed up to Cephas and all the disciples. And I thought, that is why I'm here. So I get out. Obviously, the emotions came, but then I thought, I'm going to share the gospel because that is the hope that I'm going to bring. I'm going to reunify. That's not my hope. Reunification is not my hope. My hope is the gospel of Jesus. I'm going to share the scriptures with them. And at that moment, the weight just fell off. I thought, God saved me so that I can share the gospel with my family.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And everything was good. We danced, we laughed, we cried. But the best part was I got to see the grave of my parents. And
Mm.
seeing the grave of my mom and dad, my uncle, my grandpa, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the themes of music came back. And I don't know if you know the song "It Is Well with My Soul."
Yep.
It's
I know
a
that one.
beautiful hymn. I sang that song.
Wow.
Peace like a river.
Mm-hmm.
It is well with my soul. Whatever my lot, God's taught me to say, it is well.
Mm.
And in that moment, I thought, it is well. Because God has me. He wrote my story, and it's beautiful. And although my birth parents passed away, I can sing wholeheartedly that it is well with my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you're a song, "Blessed be your name."
Mm-hmm.
Blessed be your name of the Lord. You give and you take away.
Yeah.
But my heart will choose to say, "Blessed be your name." And I sang that song internally. I thought, "Blessed be your name," tears going down. I thought, it's good.
Wow.
So that's it.
I have a quick favor to ask. If you've been enjoying Unspoken Lives, please take a moment to follow the podcast on your favorite listening platform, leave a rating, a review, and share an episode with someone who may need to hear it. Those simple actions help more people discover these stories. Also, make sure to follow Unspoken Lives podcast on Instagram for guest highlights, behind-the-scenes moments, and updates on upcoming episodes. Thank you for listening and for supporting the podcast. Now, let's get back to today's story. What a moment, though, to go through all of that.
All that, 13 years.
How long did you stay there?
That was something that had to, yet again, give up to the Lord. We hang out, we sit down, people tell stories about me. Hey, I remember you when your dad, I met this guy, he's my dad's one of his better friends, and he said, your dad will carry you in the orphanage like a little baby, he'll carry you around, he'll be so proud of you, he'll just say, my son, he's here. And it was just beautiful, and I got to meet him, went through the whole village, and then we sat down and we shared stories, and we danced, we had a dance party. I can't dance. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I couldn't dance, but in that moment, I could dance. I didn't care what I was doing, and I just kept dancing with my aunt, and it was just a great opportunity. And I get a call from my uncle that says that he wanted to see me. He was out of town, and he said, "I want to see you." So we went to go see him. But I get this little, hey, Isaac, we have to go. I thought, I've been here for about an hour.
Yeah.
13 years for an hour. That does not correlate. And he said, the weather is looking terrible.
Dang.
Rain is coming. And if we don't get out, there's probably a chance we'll be stuck. I thought, man, after all these years, God's failed me. That was not the mindset I had. I thought, well, another song came. I know I'm big on songs.
No, I love it.
The song is called "Whatever My God Ordains Is Right." And that song came. I said, it's "Whatever my God ordains is right." I thought, whatever he ordains is right, whether it was 5 minutes or whether I even didn't get to go up to my village, what he did was right. And we go down, and tears, everything. My niece and nephew actually came down to the city. It's not really a city, and kind of hung out. But it was disappointing. But in the Christian faith, we rely on what God ordains. And when we try to fight that, it leads to anger. And in that moment, I thought it was by the grace and the mercy of God that we even got to go up there. Because if it was even a little rain, then we couldn't make it. So I was happy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that story. So I know ultimately all of these things that you have been through led you to write a book called Twice Delivered. And I feel like you hit on that topic a little bit earlier, but can you share a little bit more about that and the message behind it?
Yeah, the idea of being twice delivered. And it leads me to the story with my uncle. And we go down, we see him, and he took care of me. He said, man, and here's the best part. He saw my mom and dad. Obviously, he wanted to hug me. Yeah. But he wanted to hug my mom and dad. Yeah. I mean, he didn't bug. He looked at them and said, thank you for taking care of my boy. Wow. He was a father figure to me. I mean, my birth dad passed away. He and my aunt took care of me, and he just gave my mom and dad such a big hug. Yeah. And, it didn't matter about culture. It didn't matter if they were white, they were Asian, black, whatever. It didn't matter. All they knew is that their boy was being taken care of well. Yeah. And the funny part was I Yeah, and I wrestled in high school, and the funny part, they said, "Man, your boy's strong," but obviously, and I'm hard like, "Hey, strong boy, you got him pretty strong, you got him healthy. This is great."
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle did all that, and he shared a story that changed my perspective, which is why I picked the title "Twice
Okay.
Delivered." And he said, "In our orphanage or in our village, and in our village, you were dying, you were going to pass away, and you weren't just one; there were many kids, and I had to pick two kids to leave for the orphanage." And you're gonna die. All these kids were gonna
Wow.
most likely pass away because the crazy part about my village is they will survive off of bad water and papayas. I didn't see any other fruit and corn, papayas, and all. So death was likely. And he said I can pick two kids,
Wow.
and he picked my cousin and me. And in that moment, I realized, I have been twice delivered.
You didn't know that before he shared that?
Never knew the story. I knew it was pretty rough, but I didn't know it was. And he said I was either die or leave. And
Wow.
the other kids obviously passed away. From my knowledge, only one of them was, from what I was told, was able to survive. But out of many kids, he chose us two. And at that moment, I thought I was twice delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I was delivered from physical death.
Yeah.
And then I was delivered from spiritual death at the age of 7.
Wow.
Physically, I was malnourished, gonna pass away. But God in his mercy saved me. And then at the age of 7, in a dream and opening my eyes to the scriptures, he opened my eyes. And in that moment, I was twice delivered. So this story, it's obviously is about your reunification, about identity struggles that I had. But if any person ever reads it, I don't want them to say, "Oh, reunification is great." I want them to say, there is a good God who orchestrates all things for his glory and my good, and I can rest in that. And the subtitle is A Story of Two Families, Two Worlds, and One Redeeming Love. And often I share with people, even anybody reading anything or just living life, whether you're adopted or you're just a church member or you're just an ordinary human being, when it comes to identity, we like to focus on the non-important things. And in my life, I try to focus on the two families and the two worlds. But that one redeeming love gives you peace and hope. And I want all of us to focus on that one redeeming love. Because yes, it is a story of two families. My first name, Mesretu Belete. Second name, Isaac Mesretu Melber. Two families, two worlds, Ethiopia, America. But you know who holds all those together? The one redeeming love held by the orchestrator of the universe, which is our Heavenly Father. And that idea of twice delivered just went in my brain. And when I left, I compiled all my notes of what happened. And I wrote. And I thought, God is going to be glorified, not because of a story of an ordinary boy, because he is the orchestrator. And it brings so much joy. And that's the hope. So
I love that. That's such a good perspective to have on it. And just the twice delivered. I mean, to hear you would have probably died if we didn't put you in this orphanage. Like, I can't imagine the emotion, like just picturing the whole life that you've had, it wouldn't have happened. And for them to be able to give you up for that too. There's just so many emotions involved. I just think it's a wonderful story. I do have a question. If someone who's listening is wrestling with unanswered questions about their own life, because I feel like you probably had a lot of questions, what would you say to them? What would you want them to know?
Man, in our human nature is to rest on the things that could happen. And we live in the past, the what ifs of life. As a human, we can't control our stories. Oftentimes we can't. I couldn't control that I was born in a third world country. X person couldn't control that they have a disability. And they question. The human nature is to focus on the what ifs. What if this happened? What if that happened? And those questions, they can lead to uncomfortable situations. You make decisions that you regret. You'll do things that you just wonder, why did I do that? And if you focus on the keyword, the what is, the IS, the what is, you will be okay. So control what you can control, because the narrative oftentimes is written for you, but you still have a choice to hold on and not ponder on the things. Because usually my dad always shares with me, There are people that watch and the people that do. The ponderers, they focus on the what if. And next thing you know, it's like a job. Some people are just sitting down. Where am I going to get this job? Well, go after it. Go get it. Don't question why I didn't get this or why I didn't get that. Go after it, because you want to make things happen. And that's something my dad instilled in me, is that let's make things happen. As a human and as a Christian, in my life, in the Christian faith, oftentimes, that idea, let go and let God. Yes, God is good. He's got everything in control. But he still calls you to step in faith and to take the next step and do it just 100%. Do it with passion. Whether even an athlete. I mean, I wrestled in high school. Whether an athlete, just do it. Do it with pure, just tenacity, with passion. Or whether you're an office job, do it with passion. Whether you're outside doing lawn work, do it hard, because you don't want regret. You don't want to question things. So focus on what you can control, the what is instead of the what if.
Man, it sounds like your dad has a lot of good quotes. Maybe he needs to create a quote book. I would buy it.
He actually has. So in our family, we actually have the 10 quotes, kind of not commandments. That's obviously not the Bible, but we have these 10 quotes that he says. And it's beautiful. So we walk right in our house and here are the quotes. It's kind of our family DNA.
Yeah, and, but I mean,
something like in a crisis, don't panic.
Yeah, I just feel like in moments where, you're stressed or struggling, like it's easy to think back to those because they've been instilled in you. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, they indeed have.
Well, I love this story. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about is you had mentioned something about churches and how they view adoption. I wondered if you wanted to hit on that a little bit.
Yeah, churches, man, adoption, it's a paradox. There's loss. And I'm an example of it. There was a loss. I lost my birth parents, my birth family. I lost just a lot about, realistically, me. Adoption has gain and it has loss. And you know what the gain for the kid is, that they're in a good family, a good family. My parents' pastor, he says, adopted people adopt people. I have been adopted into the family of God. Ephesians 1 says that we have been adopted into a family. Romans says we can say Abba, Father. We can call God our Father. I personally believe the church is God's number one way where children who are vulnerable, the church meets the needs of children. And I grew up in a church. So many kids came through that. I mean, I'll probably say 100 kids came through it. And often churches want to, my dad calls it lip service. You want lip service. We want to invest. But when things get hard, take a little step back. My mom and dad, I champion them every day. I love them. They didn't take a step back. Yeah. And I believe many churches are doing that. So those churches are doing that. Thank you. Because there are kids like me who needed hope and you guys stepped in. But there are others. Yeah. I want to challenge y'all. Come on. Let's meet the needs of children, because we all have been adopted. We've been adopted. The Bible is the perfect example of adoption. We aren't doing something new, because don't we realize the fact that adoption was meant for good? It really was. But because of sin coming into the world, adoption was thought of as kind of bad, because something bad had to happen.
Right.
But adopted people adopt people. So church families all over the U.S., wherever in the world, adopt these kids. Because you know what I want? I want a story of another twice delivered. I want another. I want so many kids who are twice delivered. So
yeah, I love that. Thank you. Well, I know we hit on a lot. I think your story is just so beautiful. I mean, you're young. You've been through so much, and the fact that you're just, even when you were in school, just willing to share your story, I just think it's so powerful, and I commend you for having the courage to go out and do that. Let alone whatever your story is, just the courage to get up and speak like that takes a lot. So thank you so much for being willing to do that. I don't know is there anything else that you wanted to cover, or maybe some closing thoughts or encouragement that you'd like to share?
Thank you. It's cool to see there are those that need to be heard. And I'm very encouraged that the Lord gave you that in your heart. And, I'm very encouraged because in the Bible and just many places, people love stories. Yeah. I mean, they love triumph. They love they love hard things, and encourages us. And what you're doing is impactful, and not even to me, but to many others. And it is good to see someone taking initiative and hearing stories of those who may need to be heard. And I'm not saying I need to be heard. I need to be back.
You do need to be heard.
But but in a lot of ways, it's just good to see, because in our world, there's a lot of division, and personally, I mean, there is. But you know what brings people together? Stories that bring beauty, stories that don't matter about race, about whatever you are, who you are. It unites us. I'm grateful that you took the step of faith and did this, and I believe that the Lord is going to really, really bless this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. That's it for this episode of Unspoken Lives. If today's story moved you, inspired you, or made you reflect on your own journey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next powerful conversation. I'm always on the lookout for new guests. If you know someone with a story that deserves to be shared, I'd love to hear from you. Check the show notes for contact details and make sure to follow along on social media at Unspoken Lives Podcast. Until next time, keep listening, keep sharing, and remember, every life has a story worth telling.